On Thursday, June 26, 2025, Austria's Tyrol region was struck by a violent weather event that caught both citizens and authorities off guard. A hailstorm accompanied by hurricane-force winds and heavy rains tore through several parts of the western state, transforming landscapes, blocking roads, damaging homes, and causing millions of euros in agricultural losses. The disaster unfolded after a day of extreme heat, with temperatures reaching up to 35 degrees Celsius (95 degrees Fahrenheit), creating the perfect conditions for a supercell to erupt. The phenomenon began around 3 p.m. when a storm cell moved north from the south toward the Zillertal Valley, slamming directly into areas like Schwaz and Kitzbühel. What seemed like a typical hot summer afternoon quickly turned into a national emergency. The downpour and hail were so intense that many believed it was snowing. The streets were completely covered in palm-sized ice chunks. One of the hardest-hit areas was the town of Kitzbühel, located in the Schwaz district. On a slope known as Pilbergstrasse, a tree was uprooted by powerful winds and crashed onto a moving car. Miraculously, the driver escaped unharmed. In the same area, another tree fell onto a home, causing structural damage. Emergency crews were quickly dispatched to secure the site and prevent further risks. In Ware, the fierce winds brought down numerous trees, blocking roads and damaging power lines. In many cases, firefighters worked tirelessly into the night, using heavy machinery to clear debris and restore traffic flow. In the Kranzak region, images shared on social media showed streets blanketed in white hail. Trapped vehicles, shattered windshields, and damaged facades were just a glimpse of the storm's destructive power. The Department of Agriculture confirmed that many roads were coated in ice, rendering them impassable. The agricultural sector was hit especially hard. Fields of fruits and vegetables, particularly those grown in open areas, were destroyed. Experts estimate significant crop losses, likely to disrupt local supply chains and place a financial burden on farmers. Austria's hail insurance company estimated that agricultural damages in Tyrol alone would reach several million euros. Local authorities reported that a storm warning had been in place since the morning, but the severity of the event far exceeded expectations. According to the Tyrol State Control Center, over 100 emergency incidents were recorded. In areas that lost power, temporary generators were installed to restore basic services. In the city of Fugen, a video captured by residents showed how a street turned into a raging river within minutes. Nearby communities like Hart and Praise also experienced flooding, prompting firefighters to intervene in submerged underpasses. The hailstorm also sparked fires. In Wargau, lightning struck a single-family home at 3:25 p.m., igniting flames that spread to the roof. Firefighters brought it under control in just over an hour. A second fire, this time in a hay barn in Kassen, was also quickly extinguished. No injuries were reported in either incident. Urban infrastructure took a hit as well. Entire parks were devastated, and many public areas were closed. The Fugen/Hart underpass remained out of service for hours, and several train lines reported delays due to fallen trees on the tracks. The impact was also severe in the districts of Kitzbühel and Schwaz, two of the hardest-hit regions. In Kitzbühel, specialized crews were deployed to drain overflowing water channels. Meanwhile, in Kufstein, hailstorms damaged numerous homes and cars. ARB, the Austrian Automobile Association, warned drivers about dangerous road conditions and advised against traveling on highways such as the Inntal Autobahn. Despite the storm's magnitude, no fatalities have been reported so far, although authorities continue urging caution. The weather event was not limited to Tyrol. Though less intense, storms were also reported in Vorarlberg, Styria, Salzburg, and Upper Austria. Disaster alerts were issued through Red Alert in some regions, and major events like the Woodstock of Heavy Metal Festival were evacuated as a precaution. Social media users flooded the internet with images of the hail, describing the sound of it slamming into windows and rooftops as terrifying. In places like Graz and Innsbruck, public parks were shut down to prevent injuries. A combination of high surface temperatures, humidity, and wind shear created extremely unstable atmospheric conditions, triggering the formation of supercells. Experts predict that such extreme weather events will become increasingly common due to climate change. To mitigate the social and economic impact, the government announced the implementation of a special system for urgent aid requests. A significant surge in insurance claims for damages to vehicles, homes, and crops is also anticipated. Throughout the day, the storm system continued its eastward path, reaching Lower Austria and nearing the Hungarian border by nightfall. Meteorological authorities urge citizens to stay informed through official channels and to avoid unnecessary travel. Reports from rural areas indicate that many farmers worked through the night trying to salvage what little remained of their crops. The aftermath was devastating. Fields flattened, trees uprooted, greenhouses destroyed, and farming equipment rendered unusable. At the Emergency Control Center in Linz, officials declared a state of high alert due to the potential escalation of the weather system. Civil protection services remain on full emergency footing, with medical teams, firefighters, and volunteers on standby for further interventions. The National Meteorological Institute classified this storm pattern as one of the most severe in recent months. Given the increasing frequency of such extreme events, strengthening disaster response capabilities in vulnerable regions has become a top priority. Finally, the regional news channel urged the public to stay updated and cooperate with authorities by submitting reports, photos, and videos to help assess the damage. Solidarity will be key to recovering from this disaster. Meanwhile, across Tyrol, the echoes of the storm still linger. Cleaned building facades, ice-covered fields, and splintered trees stand as silent witnesses to a day when nature revealed its most violent face.